John Blair, and I'm the CEO of Equality Virginia. There are quite a few people that would like to speak today, so I'm going to be brief in opening and saying that we're here because there are many groups that are supporting Senate Bill 66, sponsored by Senator Donald McEachin, and we think it is critical that this bill passes. I'd first like to turn it over to the Honorable Viola Baskerville, former Secretary of the Administration.
Good morning, John, and thank Equality Virginia for inviting me here today to speak. Good morning. I'm here today in support of Senate Bill 66, introduced by Senator Donald McEachin, which seeks to permanently protect state employees on the basis of race, color, religion, national origin, sex, pregnancy, age, marital status, national origin, pregnancy, marital status, veteran status, and sexual orientation against discrimination in the workplace. Let's be very clear. This bill is broad and inclusive. It is saying that the protection in public employment that Virginia should have extended to its state workers years ago should be extended to all state workers. Discrimination is wrong, and Virginia needs to say so. 10 years ago, as a delegate, I introduced legislation seeking civil rights and non-discrimination laws in employment. Virginia failed to act then. During the time I served in the previous administration, Virginia was repeatedly named the best managed state. And one of the very reasons why we were so named was because of the dedication and hard work of state employees. It seems unjust not to afford them in the state's code such a basic civil rights as the protection against employment discrimination. It is time Virginia incorporates in its laws workplace protection for its state employees. We are lagging behind other states. Realizing that it just makes good business sense, 8 of the 10 largest private employers in the Commonwealth have already moved to protect their workers from discrimination in the workplace based on sexual orientation. An often used quote of the late Coretta Scott King bears repeating here. She reminded her audience of what her late husband, Dr. King, had said. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And then she went on to say, we have a lot more work to do in our common struggle against bigotry and discrimination. I say common struggle because I believe very strongly that all forms of bigotry and discrimination are equally wrong and should be opposed by right-thinking Americans. Freedom from discrimination based on sexual orientation is surely a fundamental right in any great democracy, as much as freedom from racial, religious, gender, or ethnic discrimination. Virginia, it is never too late to do the right thing. We hope this bill will be supported by legislators, and we hope Senate Bill 66 will become law in Virginia. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Baskerville. The current governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general have all said that state policy is the legislature's job. They've even gone so far as to say that the governor, as chief personnel officer of our Commonwealth, and university boards of visitors cannot create this policy. We're here to ask the business community, university presidents, and boards of visitors to join all of the groups that you'll see represented here today in supporting Senate Bill 66. Virginia is one of only 20 states that allows discrimination based on sexual orientation. This hurts our ability to recruit the best and the brightest for all of these positions, whether it's teachers, college professors, or state and local employees. The Roanoke Times has appropriately called this the easy bigotry of inaction. In the university world, Phi Beta Kappa has said that the presence of these policies at universities will affect whether or not they will issue charters. And businesses understand that state policies affect the business climate, especially when moving human capital across state lines. A perfect example of this is Northrop Grumman, a company that received a 100% rating from the Human Rights Campaign Corporate Equality Index. They're currently in the process of deciding whether to move their 300-person corporate headquarters to Virginia, where they're already the 5th largest employer, or to move it to Maryland or DC. EB is not recommending that Northrop Grumman move their corporate headquarters to Maryland or DC. We want them here. But we did write to the CEO of the company to advise on the facts of life here in Virginia. The governor's spokesperson was correct when they said that Northrop Grumman is free to enact the same policies within their company that they enact in other states. However, the policies they enact will not protect the employees that they bring here and their marriages, domestic partnerships, protect their partners from discrimination when they seek employment here, or protect their partners or offer them health benefits. These are the facts of life in Virginia. In addition, these families that come here must invest significant sums in legal fees for contracts and legal documents just to protect their legal and financial stability. This is a competitive aspect when recruiting employees here. We're here asking corporate executives of Northrop Grumman and other top employers to communicate with Virginia's leaders and say the quality of life of employees is a critical aspect in doing business in Virginia. And that companies are concerned about the apparent unwillingness of Virginia's leadership to address something so basic and fundamental. So that's why we're here today, really to urge Northrop Grumman and business leaders to ask the governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general to come out and support Senate Bill 66. It's just common sense. There are a few other folks who would like to come up here and quickly say something. The first one I'd like to introduce is Glen Pond from the Virginia Governmental Employees Association.
I don't have any comments other than to say I do represent the Virginia Governmental Employees Association and we support this legislation.
Thank you. Dr. Patricia Cummins, from a professor of French and International Studies from Virginia Commonwealth University and member of the American Association of University Professors.
I'm speaking today on behalf of the American Association of University Professors. AAUP is the leading organization primarily dedicated to protecting academic freedom of professors. Through the AAUP, faculty determine the principles of our profession and the procedures by which to protect them. When the AAUP speaks, it does so on behalf of the profession and to ensure higher education's contributions to the common good. What is AAUP's position on discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation? The AAUP nationally and in Virginia is opposed to discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation. We are in favor of hiring and retaining the best faculty to meet the needs of our students and to carry out the advancement of knowledge in our disciplines without regard to sexual orientation. We are in favor of fair and equal compensation for faculty without regard to sexual orientation. AAUP supports the development of university policies against discrimination based on sexual orientation. What is AAUP's position on SB66? AAUP is in favor of SB66 and believes it is important for the Senate to pass this legislation. Without such legislation, the necessary legal protections for campuses and for individuals will be in jeopardy. The Virginia Conference of AAUP urges Virginia senators to vote in favor of Senate Bill 66. Thank you.